This is Tim Shepard with the Vintage Airstream podcast. Today I want to talk about the GoPower True Sine or Pure Sine Wave inverters. This one's a 2000 watt model. I'm going to be installing it in my 1960 Airstream today. It's a pretty beefy unit. I've already taken it out of the box. I'll hold it up here for you. Oh, I think it's about 20 pounds or so. But on the front it has a GFI outlet and a hardwire input, as well as the on-off remote switch, and there's some switch settings there too. Then on the back you have the power connections. You got the connection for the remote, and you got a smaller connection here that you can use to, I think, use it like a toggle switch to remote turning on and off. With the phone line jack remote, it uses GoPower's integrated remote system where you can see the power level and stuff of the inverter. And then of course you have a chassis ground, 2 thermostat controlled fans. So this is a big guy, 2000 watts, continuous. So the hope is that it will run my 900 watt microwave. And that's something I wanted to mention. Just because a microwave will produce 900 watts of cooking power, that doesn't mean that that's what it uses from the AC side. So on the AC line side, for instance, mine uses as much as 1450 watts of input power in order to produce 900 watts of cooking power. So a 1500 watt inverter really wouldn't cut it. My previous inverter was just a modified sine wave inverter, and it was 800 watts, and it was able to run my basically my TVs. That was it. So in order to accommodate the bigger inverter to run my microwave, I'm also going to be installing a sub panel. My transfer switch will switch input power over to the inverter, and then the inverter will run a sub panel that'll run 2 circuits, one to my curbside outlets that will include my TVs, and another circuit that will run the microwave. And I'll show you how that turns out as we go through. Also want to talk about the GoPower Inverter Installation Kit. Depending on which inverter you buy, they have different kit numbers. This one happens to be kit number 4. And it's kind of nice because inside the kit they have what you need. They have the large fuse holder. It's called a T-fuse. I think this one's 300 amp for the 2000 watt inverter. So you'll be installing that. And it comes with two 10-foot cables. These ones I think are 2-aught. What they classify as 2-aught. They're pre-terminated on the ends. And then it comes with some miscellaneous hardware to install it. I just want to caution you that when you do install this, that make sure you mount this first before you insert the wire, because if you insert the wire, it'll block your mounting screws. So that's a little tip. The only thing this kit's really missing is like a number 8 wire for the chassis ground. It'd be nice if they include like a 10-foot number 8 wire for that, but otherwise it's a pretty much inclusive kit. It's kind of hard sometimes to source the larger wire. This is a nice high-grade wire that's like a marine grade, where it has lots of fine strands, so the cable is quite bendable. Beats like a less strands where it's really stiff to work with. So it's nicer to get a higher quality DC cable when you're working with these sizes. Okay, so that'll do it for now. I will show you as it goes along, and show you how it turns out. Okay, so a little bit on the wiring. The wiring comes here with the 2-aught cable that came with the kit. That's for the ground. It's going through the shunt. That's how my trimetric can read the 150 amps. The T-fuse comes in the kit. It's a 300 amp T-fuse. Number 2 wire again goes directly into the battery and then directly to the inverter. You can't see where it ties in because it's in the back of the inverter. Down there, it's got some nice covers. There's also a phone type cable, RJ11, that runs the remote, and then the number 8 ground wire goes to the chassis. Okay, here we go. The installation is complete. So I'll give you a quick little tour of the inverter and how it was wired. Okay, here's my electrical closet, which is the street side closet. So there's the GoPower 2000 watt inverter. See, I have the hardwired input there, or output, I guess, that runs the two circuits, the microwave circuit and the curbside outlets, which includes my television. That little box there with the orange cable coming out, that is the transfer switch. To the left there is the new sub panel that the inverter and the transfer switch control. So normal operation is AC power comes in through the main panel there, the larger panel. The 30 amp breaker on the right feeds the transfer switch, which feeds the sub panel and my microwave and TV outlets. If I want, I can push the button, turn on the inverter. That engages the transfer switch, takes the orange cable out of the inverter, and supplies the sub panel, which feeds my microwave and TV. So that's the basic layout there. Let's walk down here and just have a quick look. Here is the microwave. You can see the time there. It says 6:03. And then the TV here is on menu. I don't have any DVDs in here, so because what I want to show you is right now I'm on the shore power, and I'm going to engage the transfer switch. I mean, engage the turn on the inverter, which will engage the transfer switch, and we can monitor the current there on the trimetric. So what's going to happen is when I turn on the inverter, it will power up the transfer switch and move the sub panel over to the inverter itself. And it does it quick enough where the microwave doesn't lose time and the TV doesn't even turn off. So you just heard the engage of the transfer switch. So we'll look back over here at the microwave. You can see it still has the correct time, and the TV is still on the menu. So that just proves it didn't turn off. If there was a TV show on, it would have stayed running. Okay, so I have a glass of water in the microwave, and let's go ahead and run it. So, well, let me show you. Let me turn off the main just to make sure you guys know I'm speaking the truth. So, there. That's the main off the trailer. No AC coming in. Everything's being powered by AC. So, glass of water. So, that's all inverter power running. 900 watt microwave. You can see it's drawing 140 amps. It's using 80% of the inverter. Drawing 143 amps. So it's doing it. I'm drawing a lot of power, but it's doing it. My poor little batteries. There it is. 2 fans kicked on. There's the lights on it. But it's doing it. And my batteries have only been charged via solar the past several weeks. So 145 amps. The thing about microwaves is even if you run them 50% power, they're just turned off the microwave. Even if you run a microwave at 50% power, it still runs full power, then it turns off the, I don't know what it is, magnetron or whatever it is, and then it powers it back up and it powers it off. It changes the duty cycle, but it still runs full power. So now we have hot water. Okay, that's it for the installation of the GoPower 2000 watt pure sine inverter. So hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you got something out of it. This is Tim Shepard from the Vintage Airstream podcast. For more information, come visit us at theVAP.com. Thanks.